Chapter 4. Adaptations in Animals. Learning Objectives. By the end of this lesson, you will be able to understand what terrestrial animals are and where they live. Learn how animals adapt to live in polar or cold regions. Discover how animals survive in desert regions. Identify different types of aquatic animals. Understand the characteristics of amphibians. Learn about aerial animals and how they fly. Understand what arboreal animals are and how they live in trees. Explore various adaptations animals have for finding and eating food. Learn about adaptations animals have for protection. Understand the concept of hibernation and why some animals hibernate. Learn about endangered animals and the reasons they are at risk. Animals adapt to changing environments to survive. When they cannot adapt, they die and may become extinct. For example, millions of years ago, dinosaurs roamed the earth, but they could not adapt to changing conditions and hence disappeared. The word adaptation refers to the ability of living things to adjust to varying environmental conditions. Living things develop specific features that enable them to survive successfully in particular environment. A habitat is the natural place where organisms live. Different organisms prefer different types of conditions and habitats. Various types of habitats found on the earth include deserts, forests, grasslands, tundra, water bodies, and more. Animals can live in many different habitats because they have special adaptations suited to their environment. Deserts are too hot and Antarctica is too cold for humans to live, but these are habitats for some animals. Adaptations of animals differ from region to region based on the climate, food availability, and water presence. Types of habitats and animal adaptations. Terrestrial animals. Animals that live on land are called terrestrial animals. These animals have features suitable for life on land. They breathe through lungs. They have well-developed senses and nervous systems which help them sense changes in their surroundings, hunt for food, and protect themselves. They have legs that help them move on land. Cow, goats, sheep, and donkeys have stout legs and walk on their hooves. Elephants have pillar-like legs to balance their heavy weight. Tigers, lions, cats, and dogs have soft pads underneath to move noiselessly. Long, slender legs help giraffes run with great speed. Horses have long, thin lower legs for a long stride. Hares and rabbits have short front legs and long, strong back legs for leaping, running, and walking. Reptiles have two pairs of short, weak legs that help them crawl with their belly. Snakes do not have legs, they slither. Animals adapted to polar regions or cold regions. Polar regions are covered with snow throughout the year and are the coldest places on the earth. Food is scarce. Animals in cold regions like polar bears, Arctic foxes, musk oxen, yak, and reindeer have thick fur to stay warm and fat under their skin to provide nourishment in winter. Seals, walruses, and penguins have a thick layer of fat called blubber under their skin to keep warm. Penguins also huddle together to retain heat. Animals adapted to desert regions. Deserts are hot, dry, and sandy, with extreme temperatures, very hot during the day and very cold at night. There is little vegetation and water. Desert animals can survive on minimal food and water, conserve water in their bodies, and protect themselves from heat and cold. Most desert birds, snakes, and lizards are active only during dawn and dusk. Desert rats are active at night and sleep in cool burrows during the day. Camels, known as the ships of the desert, are well adapted to desert life. Adaptive features of camels. Thick skin. Camels have very thick skin, which prevents the loss of water through perspiration. Hump. The hump stores fat, allowing camels to survive long periods without food. Water storage. Special pouches store water, enabling camels to go for many days without drinking. Footpads. Pads of skin under their feet help camels walk on hot sand without sinking. Animals adapted to live in water. Animals that live in water are called aquatic animals. In addition, fishes, crabs, turtles, octopuses, whales, and dolphins are aquatic animals. They are adapted to life in water. Most aquatic animals breathe through gills, except for crocodiles, whales, and dolphins, which breathe through lungs. Aquatic animals have fins to swim. Dolphins and whales have forelimbs modified as flippers. Aquatic birds, like ducks and swans, have waterproof skin, feathers, webbed feet, and wading limbs for swimming and wading in water. Adaptive features of fish. Streamlined body. A streamlined body helps fish swim smoothly and quickly. Scales. Fish scales prevent water from sticking to their bodies. Fins. Fins located in different parts of the body aid in swimming, maintaining balance, and changing direction. Air bladder. Some fish have an air bladder that helps them float. Gills. Comb-like gills are adapted to take in oxygen from the water. Amphibians. Animals that spend their lives partly in water and partly on land are called amphibians. Examples include frogs, toads, salamanders, and newts. Their main adaptive features are limbs suited to swim in water. For example, frogs have webbed feet. They breathe through moist skin in water and lungs on land. They hibernate during unfavorable seasons. Aerial animals. Animals that fly in the air are called aerial animals. Most birds and insects fly, and bats are the only mammals that fly. Adaptive features of birds. Wings. Birds' forelimbs are modified into wings for flying. Feathers. Feathers cover the body, keeping birds warm. Body shape. A boat-shaped body helps birds float easily in the air. Light bones. Birds have hollow, light bones that make flying easier. Flight muscles. Strong flight muscles attached to the bones move the wings up and down. Tail feathers. Tail feathers help birds change direction while flying. Arboreal animals. Animals that spend most of their time in trees are called arboreal animals. Examples include monkeys, flying lizards, koala bears, flying squirrels, and opossums. They have sharp claws and broad hip girdles to support their bodies while climbing. Some monkeys, like the spider monkey, have a long tail used as a fifth limb to hold on to branches while swinging from tree to tree. Adaptations for food. Animals eat different kinds of food and are classified based on their diet into 4 groups: herbivores, carnivores, omnivores, and parasites. Herbivores, animals that eat plants, are herbivores. Examples include cows, sheep, goats, horses, deer, zebras, giraffes, elephants, and rabbits. They have sharp cutting teeth to cut grass and leaves and strong grinding teeth for chewing plant food. Most herbivores have long, strong legs to travel long distances in search of food. Carnivores, animals that eat the flesh of other animals, are carnivores. Examples include tigers, lions, wolves, and dogs. They have sharp tearing teeth and strong grinding teeth. Flesh-eating birds, like vultures and eagles, have sharp bent beaks and claws to catch prey and tear flesh. Omnivores, animals that eat both plants and animals, are omnivores. Examples include dogs, cats, bears, peacocks, crows, and cockroaches. Parasites, animals that live on or inside the bodies of other animals for their food, are parasites. The animals on which parasites depend are called hosts. Examples include leeches, mosquitoes, bugs, tapeworms, and hookworms. Parasites have suckers or sucking tubes to extract food or blood from their hosts. Adaptations for protection. Animals have various ways of protecting themselves from predators and harsh weather conditions. Hard coverings, insects, prawns, crabs, centipedes, and millipedes have a hard outer covering for protection. Fish and reptiles have scales. The snail has a soft body protected by a hard shell. It hides inside its shell when it feels danger. Like the snail, turtles and tortoises withdraw into their shells for protection when they sense danger. The millipede coils up tightly and stays very still when it senses danger to protect itself. Quick movements. Deer and kangaroos run fast to escape enemies. Houseflies sense danger and fly away quickly. Burrowing. Moles and earthworms burrow in to the ground to escape predators. Camouflage. Caterpillars and grasshoppers blend with green leaves. Chameleons change color to match their surroundings. Leaf insects and stick insects resemble leaves and twigs. Arctic foxes have brown fur in summer while white fur in winter. Poisonous animals, wasps, catfish, centipedes, and scorpions have painful, poisonous stings. Sharp claws and spines. Tigers, lions, and eagles have sharp claws. Sea urchins and porcupines have sharp spines for protection. Hibernation. Some animals, like lizards, snakes, bats, and frogs, hibernate or sleep for several months to protect themselves from cold. Endangered animals. Endangered species are at risk of becoming extinct. Many countries have created preserves and laws to protect these species. Categories of endangered species. Extinct. The last member of the species has died, for example, passenger pigeon. Extinct. In the wild, survive only in captivity, for example, Alagoas curassow bird. Critically endangered, facing extremely high risk of extinction soon, for example, Arakan forest turtle, ivory-billed woodpecker, Javan rhino. Endangered, facing a very high risk of extinction in the near future, for example, African wild dog. Vulnerable, facing a high risk of extinction, for example, wolverine, gaur. Least concern, no immediate threat, for example, brown rat. Overview. Adaptation refers to the ability of living organisms to adjust to varying environmental conditions. Animals are categorized based on their habitat into terrestrial, aquatic, amphibian, aerial, and arboreal. Terrestrial animals live on the ground and are adapted to terrestrial habitats. Camels are well adapted to desert life, with features like humps for storing water and long eyelashes to protect from sand. Animals that live in water are known as aquatic animals, such as fishes, which are adapted to living permanently in water. Amphibians spend part of their life in water and part on land, showcasing adaptation to both environments. Aerial animals can fly in the air and have adaptations for flight and aerial life. Arboreal animals are those that dwell in trees, adapted to life in forest canopies. Animals are classified based on their food habits, such as herbivores, carnivores, omnivores, or parasites. Many animals exhibit adaptations for protection, such as camouflage, armor,